Procrastination is something we've all struggled with at one point in our lives. It is that force that prevents us from doing the necessity, the things that we are meant to do. But the good thing is that there are some Bible verses that actually are there for us to read that provide this basic guidance for us not to procrastinate. Maybe today is the day you said, oh, you would not procrastinate again. Maybe today is the day you told yourself, I will stop procrastinating. Maybe today is the day you procrastinated that thing that you were not supposed to procrastinate. It's probably not your fault, right? It's probably because you had a lot of things to do. And this lot of things includes perfectionism. When you try so hard to be perfect at a particular task in order for you to bring out the best result, you are tend to spend a lot of time on that particular task trying to be perfect, seeking for perfectionism, and as such you were unable to complete the other task that you know that you were supposed to do. So perfectionism is that lot. You get it? Another one is confusion. This is when you don't know where to start from. You have a lot of things to do, but you don't know exactly where you should start from. Which one should you start? Spend your whole time trying to figure out where to start from, what to do and what not to do, how to plan, how to organize. You are likely to procrastinate the other things because you are still confused. Overwhelming task. So overwhelming task is when you know that you have a lot of things to do and these lot of things looks like a mountain. They look so cumbersome, and before you actually even start implementing the thing that you're supposed to do to get over such task, you start dreading how you are going to start. There's this fear in you that you have that makes you or even prevent you from even starting. Lack of organization. This is when you have an unorganized way of how you want to approach what you want to do. Distraction. So distraction is, as we all know, is one of the most causes of distraction, whereby when you know you're supposed to be doing something, you are seeing, scrolling through social media, you are seeing watching movie, you are seeing hanging out with friends when you are supposed to be doing the things that you know you're supposed to be doing. If you spend most of your time doing these things, you are less likely to be productive. Like, you are literally less likely to be productive. Maybe you know that you are supposed to be reading, but instead you are saying pressing your phone. Maybe you're supposed to be praying, but you are scrolling through social media. So these are the things that serve as a form of distraction to you and make you less productive. Anyways, the good thing is we have the Bible that has provided guidance on how not to procrastinate, but rather be productive. To not procrastinate, you need to start with this. Put the important things first. So if you have a lot of things to do and you know that you have a lot of things that you want to achieve, but you don't know where to start from or how to start, the first thing you need to do is to put the most important things first. So by doing this, you are prioritizing the first thing that you know that without accomplishing this first thing, you can't move ahead to the next thing. Are we communicating? It's like if you don't meet your physiological needs, you are less likely to do another thing. So the same thing applicable to prioritizing what you want to do or the task that you want to do. So you know that if you don't do or accomplish this particular task, you can't move ahead to the next one. According to Matthew 6:33, but seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. So if you put the most important things first, like putting the kingdom of God first, every other thing will follow accordingly. Most of the time, people put the least thing that they are supposed to be doing at the top, and then they start putting the ones that they are supposed to be doing at the bottom. So this can cause you to procrastinate even the most important thing. After your priorities are set, you will start making detailed plan of how you want to achieve or how you want to go through your priorities. You can do this by outlining the steps, which will make it easier for you. Now, the next thing you want to do is that you want to make sure you assign a specific time to each task. Most of the reason why I procrastinate is because it's either I'm distracted or probably I spend too much time doing one thing. But after, assign a specific time to a particular task, I feel that I get a lot of things done and they are productive. So instead of being so engrossed or so deep into a particular task, trying to look for perfectionism or trying to make it the best. It does not give room for you to do every other thing. And one of the thing about procrastination is that if you are too concerned with a particular task, the task might not actually become productive because you didn't give yourself the room for fresh thinking and all that, because your mind is just so calculated with a particular thing in mind. Proverbs 21 verse 5 says, "The plans of the diligent leads to profit, as surely as haste leads to poverty." So if you plan carefully and thoroughly, whatever thing that you're doing will surely become productive. But if you do something in haste, trying to get something done without proper planning and everything, the end of it will probably just be there without giving the best result that you were hoping it will bring. Now, according to Ecclesiastes 3:1, there is a time for everything and a season for activity under the heaven. You see, there is a time for you to scroll through your social media. There's a time for you to eat. There's a time for you to watch movie. Now, the next thing is for you to be focused. After prioritizing, planning carefully, assigning each time to a specific task, now you want to be focused. According to 1 Corinthians 9:24-25, do you not know that in a race all runners run? Yeah, but only one gets the prize. Run in such a way as to get a prize. Everyone who competes in the game goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. So, if you are trying to get a lot of things done like every other person, you have to do it with a focused mind and with a purposeful mind. Now, if you do it in a way that you're just doing it for doing its sake, whatever the end result is will look meaningless to you. But because you know that you have a particular purpose that you want to achieve at the end of your task, then the way and the manner you put into such task will be different if you know that the end result is not something you are anticipating, it's not something you are looking forward to. Do it for God. I believe that when you approach your task as if you are doing it for the glory of God, you will try as much as possible to ensure that you are getting it right or you are getting them right in a way that you don't procrastinate. You don't say, "Oh, I'll do this later." Bro, you are doing it for God. So obviously you will attend to it ASAP. ASAP. Don't think it twice. You will attend to it ASAP because you are like, "Nah, this is for God. I'm doing this for God." Colossians 3:23 says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." Whether it's for you or for somebody, as long as you have this mindset that, "Oh, I'm doing this thing for God," trust me, you get this thing done. Because there is this particular esteem or this regard you have for God. So you don't want to disappoint God, you don't want to offend. And one thing about God is that God likes us when we are productive. And remember, there's a particular thing in the Bible that says, when an individual is idle, there is room for the devil. Now, the next thing is be intentional with your action. I don't know, but I feel like when we do things because we want to, because we are intentional about it, we get it done. So according to Luke 14:28-30, it says, "Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? For if you lay a foundation and are not able to finish it, everyone who sees it will ridicule you, saying, 'This person began to build and wasn't able to finish.'" Maybe you want to start writing and then you started and you're telling everybody, and those people that already know that you've started a particular thing, they'll be expecting more from you, hoping that, "Oh, this girl is so enthusiastic about her writing or her story. We are hoping and we are expecting more." But for a person who has made such a declaration and is so intentional about such a, don't you think that at the end of the day people will be like, why did she stop? She's not being serious. So before you finally start doing that thing, have it at the back of your mind. No distraction, focus, I'm doing it for God. I'm planning my priorities. I'm carefully constructing how I'll plan or organize this thing, and I'll be intentional about it. And let's be honest, even if you do this whole thing, if we construct all how if we construct this thing step by step on how not to procrastinate, if you are not intentional about it, you won't even think of actually planning the whole thing step by step. Why? Because your mind is not there. You're not being intentional about what you want or if you want to get something done. Now, remember that overcoming procrastination is not about being perfect, but it's about making progress each day with God's guidance. Anyways, if you find this video very helpful, I want you to say in the comment section that I found this video very helpful, and I will appreciate that. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and see you in my next video. Bye.